is Tuesday, June 7th, 2022, and from the home studio in Middletown, Delaware, I'm Marshal Manlove from Delaware Sports and My Sports Reports, this being a special interview edition of our show. And we're going to meet and speak with the head coach of the Cape Henlopen High School ladies lacrosse team, who just won the state championship for the 13th time in a row. And hopefully when I press this button, my guest will appear. There she is. All right. I like it when a plan comes together. Coach Underwood, thank you for making time to hang out with me here today. And congratulations on your championship.
Thank you very much.
So how'd you do it?
A lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, a lot of discipline, and the girls just really came in the season ready to go. A lot of pre-work as well.
So this particular program is a dynasty to match pretty much all dynasties and beyond here in Delaware, with the exception, or on par perhaps even with the Salesianum cross-country teams of the 90s and 2000s there. But this is particularly different here because this is a skill sport. So year after year after year, you have to develop, I can't say the word recruit, but bring in these skilled players and then motivate them to continue this extreme level of success that you have. So how are you currently doing this, finding kids to play this sport and motivating them to continue to win like this?
I think we're really fortunate here. We have a really good, well-developed youth program in the area called Atlantic Lacrosse, and the parents, the family members who've been running that program for years have really gotten a lot of sticks in a lot of little kids' hands from a young age, which has been definitely beneficial to the program. And we just keep motivating kids. We make sure that we have fun. We make sure that we kind of make sure that practice time is carved out to enjoy each other and not make it all just work, or else then it just becomes tedious and the girls don't want to be there. So we really make sure we do some special events throughout the year for St. Patrick's Day, or we, inter-squad scrimmages with themes and stuff like that, just to keep it fresh and new and exciting for the girls.
So you were a lacrosse player yourself, and talk about your own personal career there.
Yeah, I played at Washington College in Chestertown, Maryland, and it was a great experience. It's a Division III school, and it kind of gave me the opportunity to be the ultimate athlete. I could be an athlete and be involved in like student government or different clubs around the school as well. So I really enjoyed that. And we were a Centennial Conference school with Swarthmore, Haverford, McDaniel, F&M, who's done a really great job. I played for 4 years there, and it was just a great experience overall. We were ranked in the top 20 at different points when we were there, so it was a competitive Division III program as well.
And where'd you go to high school?
I am from Bridgewater, New Jersey. So
Okay.
it's about central New Jersey. It's about 30 to 45 minutes outside of Manhattan, where I grew up. And so it was a new program when I started. My freshman year, I think, was only a year old. So I'm used to starting a program there too.
So you took over this head coaching role from somebody who became a legend here, coaching PJ Cosmodal. I got the name wrong. As his assistant for 1 year, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, this isn't an easy task for you at this point. You have to take over the reins at the next year, and it's like a no-win situation. You have to win, right? Like you have to. There's
many people were like, "Are you sure you want to do this?"
Right, because if you don't win, you're like, yeah, well, like she ruined the program or something. But if you win, it's like okay, well, they won 8 years in a row. Well, why not 9? So this year, I think, then is particularly important for you as the head coach, because not only have you maintained that success, but everybody on the program this year is played for you the entire time as the head coach.
Yeah, I honestly hadn't thought about that before, but that is a good point. Yeah, and the COVID year kind of made things a little bit tricky too. So this was definitely a year of fun, a year of making sure that the girls really got back together and we kind of hit the ground running. They put in a lot of work in the off season. So it was a good year. It was a great year all around.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Only one loss during the year, and that was to an out-of-state team, and you just crushed everybody here in Delaware. And you're 5-1 out of state, and then just undefeated in state. And let's see, your record here total overall is 85-5 as head coach. That's just amazing. And you've won 165 games in a row against Delaware opponents. That's just sick. It's just really sick. But so how then? So the power used to be up north. Tower Hill and St. Andrews went back and forth for a while, and then I remember covering a game down there somewhere at Cape Henlopen, and I was looking over. So I think it might have been I was somewhere up on top videotaping, and I seen all these little kids running around with lacrosse sticks, like real tiny lacrosse sticks, and they were like marching around in a line. I'm like, uh-oh. Something special is going to happen here if people keep this up, because you have to get sticks in kids' hands at a very early age. Not only lacrosse sticks, but like field hockey too. And your school is, dominant for years there as well. I think I kind of lost my train of thought, but oh man, where was I going with that? Oh man, see, can't do more than one thing at the same time. But anyway. Yeah, so 85-5, 165 games. So that power switch, that's where I was going. Once your school, well, Cape Henlopen anyway, reached a final, and I believe it was against. Oh, I guess really it was in 2005. The Vikings reached their first final, and a few years later, they ended up taking out St. Andrews, and then 3 out of 4 years, actually. And then there was definitely that just power switch overall. But how's the rest of the South progressing down there with your sport?
I think it's grown a lot. If you look even the number of programs that have been added, I mean, Smyrna's still a relatively new program in the last, I believe, 10 years. Sussex Academy, Indian River, Lake, Milford, they're all newer programs. So it is definitely growing. And I think our youth programs are growing. The Central Delaware youth program that uses the DE turf now has pretty decent numbers as well. So I think overall, there's a lot of work at the youth level in the southern part of the state to really get sticks in little kids' hands, which is great and is what we need. And there are more and more middle school programs in the area as well, which is also helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. So talk about the state tournament this year and your way through the championship. You started off with the charter school Wilmington. They were the number 9 seed. Talk about that game, what you remember.
That game was pretty good. They came in and we got off pretty quick to a pretty quick start, and then we just kept going. I think that first round game for us was really about getting, kind of our sticks. And we had about a week off between our last game and the first game of the state tournament for us. So it was about getting our sticks, like the touch right in the game situation and the feel and the speed of play we wanted. And Charter, they came out hard and they came after us, but luckily our girls were just able to play fast the whole time and really kind of keep the speed up, which is what we like.
And then in the semifinals, the aforementioned Tower Hill Hillers took you on in the semifinals at Delaware State University, and they're making their way back in this particular sport, and I think looks like they scored the most goals against your team all year. If I have, yeah, pretty much. So talk about that game.
Yeah, we definitely, we didn't come out as quickly as we wanted to. It was a new venue. We haven't played at Del State before, and so I think the girls were kind of just getting their feet wet a little bit, but Tower Hill's had 2 really good players, and they did a great job on the draw control against us. And so we struggled to get the possessions a little bit. But once we were able to get some of those possessions, took us until about the last 15 minutes of the game to really feel it. And then we were able to just push the pace and fast break, which is what we like to do. And so then once we were able to get those possessions, we were able to pull away with it. But they had 2 girls who did a really, really good job against us on the draw and going one-on-one offensively. So they definitely gave us a little bit more of a run for our money, I think, than we wanted, I guess.
Yeah, a couple of them were all-state players. Bella
Mhm.
Gattuso actually found
Mhm.
herself on the NFHS record book this year, scoring 12 goals in a game. That's not the most in a game. The most is 20, but 12 put her on the list anyway. And then you advance to the finals against the Hornets of Tatnall, who had a really good year themselves, and they cruised their way into the championship match with you. How'd that go for you?
It went pretty well. We started off, we just like to get out fast. That's what we like to do. That's kind of part of our success. And we were able to get out and go up four quickly. And then just really it was about the draw control. And we were kind of going back and forth on the draw for a little bit. And then we were able to catch a couple. And our girls just did a great job. Our seniors really lifted us through that. They kept us motivated. They kept the energy up. They kept the ball flying for us. And that's really what we were looking to do, just keep the ball moving as fast as we could and find the seams in their defense. And we were able to do that, luckily.
All right. And talk about the players who helped earn this team their 13th championship in a row this year.
I really can't say enough about our seniors. We really meet in the very beginning of the season and we talk about what we want the feel of the season to be, how we want it to look, what our goals are, and things of that nature. And they came in and they said that we just want to get, we want to love each other and we want to work hard and we want to have fun and we want to, be successful in that way. And they really worked hard to keep the kind of the vibe of the team, the energy of the team moving in the right direction. And they were a fabulous, fabulous senior class to lead us through this. Our captains, Ella and Kelly, just did a great job. Kelly came off in that Tower Hill game that, as a whole, we weren't playing great. She went in for 6 goals, which is just amazing. And then, in the finals, Ella was just kind of the energy on that draw control, really scrapping for the ball in the circle and getting a few early possessions for us. And Molly and Marin and Sierra just did an awesome job for us the whole season in our offensive set.
So read off some of their names, their full names, so they get the proper credit here along the way too.
Yeah, we had Elizabeth Rishko, who's going to play at Virginia Tech next year. We have Kelly Bragg, who's going to play at Mount St. Mary's next year. We have Molly Mendez, who is going to Rollins. Sarah Manifold is going to Rollins with her. And Marin Bucklow, who's heading to South Carolina as well.
And who are some of the key returning players that people should watch out for next year?
We really are returning our entire defense, which I think is one of the strongest defensive units that we've had as a program. We have Anna Lopez in the goal, and she just was lights out in the state tournament. She really stepped up in our biggest games for us. And we have Megan, who's anchoring that in there. And then Lulu Rishko on the circle for us, and Lexi coming back in our midfield, which is what we need. They both do a great job on the draw control for us and kind of controlling the tempo of play in there.
Yeah, speaking of defense, you had 3 shutouts this year too. That's tough to get one in this particular sport. And that's against any team. It doesn't matter the level of competition. It's just the way this sport is. It's a high scoring sport. So, one wrong bounce on a grass field and there's a goal. It doesn't matter who you're playing against. So that's a testimony to your defense as well. So what are you going to say to these girls at the beginning of next year when they get ready to take on the quest for the 14th state championship?
We're probably not going to talk about it, which surprises people oftentimes, but it's one of those things that we don't talk about. There's enough kind of unspoken pressure that we don't need to speak about it. But we're really just going to sit down and talk about our goals. We're going to make short-term goals, long-term goals, and just, work as hard as we can to achieve whatever goals the new group of seniors kind of sets out for.
And do you coach any other sports?
I do not. Nope. Just lacrosse.
And so have you kind of developed your own strategy over the years? Are you kind of modeling what you do with these kids from anybody else that you've watched or learned from over the years?
I think you just take a lot of different pieces from everybody that you kind of cross paths with. The IWLCA, which is the College Coaches Association, they have a lot of webinars and things like that you can definitely watch. I definitely learned a lot from PJ when I was his assistant for a year on just he was a longtime guidance counselor and just how to work with the girls and how to keep them happy so that they play well. I think it's easier to play when you're smiling and you're loose than if you're tense. So just taking a bunch of different pieces from, my previous coaches as well. And each year you kind of have to pull on different things because you have a different group of kids. So you have to look at what these students need so that you can really help them find the success each year.
If you had to change any rules in girls lacrosse, what would you like to see different?
I would like to see us go a little bit more in line with the college game in regards to defense running through the crease. Collegiately, they've been allowed to do that for years now, and it hasn't trickled down to high school yet. But I think that would be one of the rules I would like to see come to the high school game from the college game.
How's the level of contact in college as opposed to high school?
It's really, when you watch Division I college lacrosse, it's significantly greater, the level of contact. Division II and Division III, they let a little bit less contact go, but Division I contact is significantly more contact than at the high school level, for sure.
So do you think the girls would want to have a little bit more contact, especially after they watch the boys' game?
I think it's tricky. I think more contact is one thing, but clean contact is another thing. So I think we need to make sure that we're teaching the girls at this level, like clean contact versus just contact for contact, which is kind of tricky if you let them just go for contact right away. We need to make sure that we're breaking down our footwork and our sticks are in the right spot to make proper contact rather than just kind of throwing kids, which is what tends to happen. If you look at the club scene, sometimes in the summer when it's played a little bit looser, we need to make sure their bodies are developed enough to take that contact at the Division I level before we just head right into it at the high school level.
So the sticks are different in the girls' game than the boys' game, ladies and men's, however you want to say that. Why is that?
It's just the rules that they've come up with and how the game's developed over the years. The boys' stick, you can have a significantly deeper pocket. They also wear pads that we don't wear. So if you get hit with the ball in the pads, it's one thing. If you get hit on your bare arm, it's another. But I think it's just the way that the game has developed over time.
So what kind of qualities do you look for in a player when it comes time for tryouts every year?
When it's time for tryout, we need to make sure that we have the most fit girls out there. We like to run, we like to push the pace, so they need to be able to get up and down the field. We make sure that their stick work is on point so that we're catching the ball on the run and on the move and in traffic and all of those things. And we want girls who are, coachable. They're willing to try new things and stick with trying new things, not just try it one time. And if it doesn't work out the first time, give up on it, but really stick with those things that we want them to do. And we're a scrappy team. We like to run through ground balls and really, push the pace. So that's what we're really looking for in tryouts, is that style of play from our kids.
And assistant coaching staff, you want to mention, say hello to, thanks to?
Yes, I am super fortunate. I have a lot of experience on my sidelines. I have Lee Rupar, who played at Charter actually, and then University of Delaware, and Anna Frederick, who holds a bunch of the Cape Henlopen records, who played at Temple. We have Bruce LeBou, who's our goalie coach, and Drew Messick, who helps us out as well. And it's really a lot of knowledge on the field. And I'm extremely lucky because I can just kind of give my coaches a task, and if they don't have it on point, they'll research it. But like Lee takes care of all of our draw control work. Anna's a great attacker because that's what she was. And again, I can just kind of like trust Bruce with my goalies. So it takes a little bit of the pressure off of you having to do everything if you can really, have a staff around you who can step in and take on different roles for you. But they've been absolutely amazing. And they've been with me. This is Drew's first year, but everyone else has been here since the beginning with me. So I'm grateful that they've kind of stuck around all these years too.
Sure. Absolutely. So fill in any blanks for me here.
I'm not sure. I mean, I think the girls just work extremely hard. I think that often gets missed with all of these kind of wins, is that people just expect you to do it and they forget how hard the work is. I think that I'm super fortunate to have the parents that I have. They're driving their kids to club tournaments and playing all summer, and they're volunteering to help out with different things that the program needs. So I'm just very, very fortunate that I have parents who are supportive of the program as well. That goes a long way for a lot of things.
All right. Well, it was a pleasure getting to know you here for about 20 minutes. And I want to thank you for stopping by our show here and talking about your season. Congratulations to you. Continued success. And perhaps we will see you again in this same spot next year, talking about number 14. You got the unlucky number out of the way, number 13, right?
I know. Talk about some stress.
Yeah, so it's all easy from here. Right?
Yeah.
On your way to 20 and 25. Hey, yeah, well, how long do you think you're going to stick around as coach?
Well, I'm not. I mean, I have to coach for another 20, or I have to teach for another 20 years. So, I mean, I have 20 years in the classroom left. So we'll see.
Right. Okay. Wow. Yeah, you could rack up all sorts of records there. No doubt about that. Yeah, well, that's exciting. And lots of good things happening down there at Cape Henlopen. The field hockey team is great. The baseball team just won the state championship yesterday. The boys volleyball program just started down there. They had a good run as well. So a lot of good things happening down there at Cape Henlopen, and you're one of the people that are making those good things happen. So I am going to say goodbye to you now. I will send the link to this so that you can see it and pass it around to your teammates so they know that you said nice things about them as
Awesome.
well.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, Lindsey, take good care. Best of luck. Have a great summer.
Thank you. You too.
All right. So that was the head coach of the Cape Henlopen Lady Viking team from Cape Henlopen High School in Lewes, Delaware. 13 state championships in a row. That's amazing. If I had been a little brighter, I would have actually looked up that Salesianum Cross Country State Championship record of consecutive wins. They won a lot over the years, and the swimming team, very much a dynasty there at Salesianum as well. But no small feat there, especially in a skilled sport like that. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am Marshal Manlove, and now, second time we hear this sound can mean only one thing. Food time. Here in the home studio in Middletown, Delaware. Afternoon snack time here at Delaware Sports. And I'm only hesitating because I can't find the button. Have a great day. Thanks to Donnie M, Joey V, Tommy K, Vinny V, Melissa F, Kristen M, and all my important viewers here at Delaware Sports and My Sports Reports.